Very good afternoon, and thanks for clicking on to Vogan's European Outlook for Monday, the 21st of April. No, it's actually 22nd of April. Do apologise for that. Wouldn't be myself if I didn't muck up something. Very warm welcome, and thanks for clicking on to today's video. Be sure to hit the like button and let YouTube himself know that you're enjoying the content here on the channel. Share with your friends and family, and hit that subscribe button. Lots of content now on the channel for this week, despite the fact that I'm going to be off as of tomorrow. There will be videos available for you to enjoy watching. The Atlantic hurricane season forecast for 2024 has been released. It's the first such forecast in a few years by myself, and I will leave a link in the description below. You can look through all that, and then you can actually see what the verdict is at the bottom of the article. So quite an in-depth article, talking a little bit about how the tropical atmosphere responds to the sea surface temperatures, the development of the La Nina, helping suppress the wind shear over the Atlantic, and with a very warm North Atlantic, especially the main development region within the tropics, all points to a big season. I will do a separate video over the next few days looking specifically at this forecast, so stay tuned to the channel. And another reason to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any uploads. So that will be in a few days. I'll discuss this, but it is available on marfoganweather.com for you to look at now. Also, there was yesterday's live stream, the 89th edition of the Global Weather and Climate Report, looking at the Dubai floods, the volcanic eruption in Indonesia, the big swing between record-breaking warm to very cold across the continent of Europe, and looking at other extremes taking place around at the moment. That also is in the description below, the link to that video if you missed yesterday's live stream. So let's get to the here and now. This is the upcoming 7-day temperature or precipitation, more like, of the GFS ensemble for the next 7-day period. You can see here largely drier than average across the majority of the UK, with the exceptions of East Wales and the West Midlands down in towards Cornwall and Devon. We've got a slightly wetter than average anomaly here. And we'll look at the details in just a second as to why that's the case. But driest compared to average the further north over the UK. You go wet than average through the Baltic states, Eastern Europe here. Turkey drier than average. Southern portions, south central portions of Europe is wetter than average in places. You can see here Germany, parts of the Low Countries, into much of France is drier than average over the next few days. But as we play through this loop, you notice here that as we edge towards the final week of April and into the first few days of May, we've actually got an increase in precipitation across the UK here. Area of low pressure that develops to the west, southwest of the UK as we move towards the middle and second half of this work week. Looks as if it's going to try and bring rain northwards once again, increasing the threat of rainfall. But we'll just kind of simply make the most of the dry spell that we've got at the moment here. We've got quite an east-west split across the UK at this moment in time. Speaking of that, let's have a look at the GFS overview. This is incorporating the precipitation, cloud, temperature, and pressure. And this is how we're looking at the moment. Area of high pressure, fairly strong area of high pressure, may I add, just to the west of the UK and Ireland. We've got an area of low pressure to the east of the UK. That means we've got a north to northeasterly airflow that is going to continue to subdue the temperatures over the UK, increase cloud and outbreaks of rain generally to the east of the Pennines. Further west, we've got more in the way of sunshine and warmer temperatures as a result of that. So this is off, like I said, the GFS model, and we'll look at the ECMWF in just a second. But you notice here, as we play through the next few days, from today into tomorrow, nights will be cold, especially where there's clear skies and light winds. That will mean that we will see rural frost developing here. And as the week progresses, it looks as if we could see increasingly chilly nights. Now, that is something we've not simply seen much. We've seen it over the course of the weekend there. We've seen a couple of fairly cold numbers, -2s, -3, even -4 chap in Cumbria over the course of the weekend under the clear skies and light winds. Now, like I say, further east with cloud, with breeze, we don't simply see the temperature dropping off as much because the wind mixes the atmosphere, keeps the temperature up. It will also mean that during the daytime, under that clear, cloudy sky and breeze, it will feel notably chilly, struggling to hit 9 or 10 Celsius anywhere from the Yorkshire coast all the way down to Kent. With that onshore breeze coming in from a northeasterly direction, it will feel distinctly chilly. Further west, especially in shelter over Western Scotland, Western England, and even Western Wales, we could see temperatures 15 to 17 Celsius in the sunshine and those lighter winds. So, like I say, an east to west split in conditions. So, you can see here as we progress towards the middle portions of the week, still that nagging northeasterly flow, especially down the English coast, possibly along the Aberdeenshire coast down towards the borders as well in exposure. It will feel distinctly chilly and it will be cloudy as well. And you can even see on this chart, a little bit difficult to see. In fact, what I will do is we'll look at the UK version and you'll get a better view on this here. Notice here we've got a little bit of an area of rain moving down through parts of Yorkshire into the Manchester, Liverpool area, down through the Midlands, into the southwest of England as well. Here, a rather gloomy sort of day actually. But elsewhere, it's not too bad. It's either dry and cloudy or sunny and relatively warm. So there you can see here the cloud cover. This is during the course of tomorrow. Down the eastern side of Scotland, we've got the cloud cover, and then a large swathe of actually England and Wales. But we're going to see breaks in that cloud cover, especially to the lee of any hills. So the Pennines, for example, we will see more in the way of sunshine develop during the afternoon hours. Large areas of central and western Scotland is going to be sunny. Temperatures will respond here. As we continue to play through the course of Tuesday into Wednesday here, clear skies, especially in western areas, we're going to see the frost developing here. And then as we move towards the middle portions of the week, same idea. So we're quite a stuck weather pattern. High to the west, low to the east. We've got the outbreaks of rain, even some snow to speak about potentially over parts of Belgium, the Netherlands, in the western sides of Germany, eastern portions of France. We've got some pretty cold air getting driven south, wrapped around that circulation on the north coast of the Netherlands here, and quite a nagging chill coming in from the north down the North Sea. And like I say, we could see some showers and even some kind of hail and wintry sleetiness possible associated with this flow skirting the parts of Norfolk and Suffolk here as we move towards the middle portions of the week here. As we continue to press towards the second half of the work week, we're keeping our eyes on this area of low pressure here. That is going to enhance the shower activity, possible that northerly breeze as well. You can see here some wintry precipitation over the mid to high ground here across northern Scotland. So we continue with this chilly flavour of weather as we move towards the second half of the week. And then as we pan back out to the bigger view here, you can see an area of low pressure starting to develop. So as we skip towards the latter half of Thursday, there's that area of low pressure that may enhance the showers, possible wintry precipitation across the north. That will drill southwards over the UK as we move through the course of Thursday. But it's keeping our eyes on this feature here, developing to the west, southwest of Ireland here. That may be a game changer as we move towards the upcoming weekend here. So notice here that it sinks far enough south, but we're starting to see heights coming down over the UK and Ireland. And with the instability, with incoming solar radiation and cold air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, as you decrease the high pressure, you then start to lose somewhat of a cap. It raises the instability and it develops more widespread showers across the board. So a typical April shower regime as we move towards Friday afternoon here, especially with incoming solar radiation enhancing the instability within the atmosphere. But it's as we move out of Friday into to the weekend here, you notice that area of low pressure seen by this GFS model tries to start spreading its precipitation and its circulation back northwards once again. That increases the wind and the rain, and as was shown in the GFS ensemble, we increase the precipitation from drier than average through the majority of this work week to wetter than average as we move towards the final days of April. So this is quite an unsettled look as we move through the course of the weekend, bringing plenty of wind and rain across the British Isles here. And then it looks as if we have somewhat of a more unsettled final few days of the month according to the GFS. Notice here that actually as we press out of April and begin the first couple of days of May, you notice here that that area of low pressure actually pulls back to the northwest once again, which is quite interesting. It kind of weakens and pulls away from the UK here, but we're left in a reasonably unsettled state for the first few days of May, which is quite interesting. And then more high pressure tries to build into the UK as we move towards the end of week 1 of May. Very long way out, obviously, but nonetheless, it is interesting to see how higher pressure tries to come back in once again as we move towards the early portions of next week. So that's that for now. This is a short video today actually because I've got a few things to kind of work on. So I'm sure you'll understand that. Video tomorrow, and then we will look at the Atlantic hurricane season forecast in a video later in the week. And also the May outlook will be published now. It's going to be a little bit a bit brief, a bit basic actually. And the reason why is it's going to be published quite early. Normally would be published a monthly outlook would normally be published towards the very end of the month, so you've got the most accuracy as you move into the following month. But because I'm on holiday, it's going to be released a little bit early because I don't actually get home until the 1st of May, and obviously I'm wanting to spend the time relaxing and not really working. So this May outlook is going to be released reasonably early, and therefore it's going to be a more simplistic monthly outlook as what would normally be the case. So busy days to come, but there is plenty of content for you to enjoy here on the channel. So like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow with more. Bye.